Hi, I'm Bridget.
I'm Matt.
I'm Sarah.
Blake.
I'm Julia, and we are from Mates. Today we're going to be talking about the Barnegat Bay Estuary.
Estuaries and their surrounding wetlands are bodies of water usually found where rivers meet the sea. In estuaries, there exists brackish water, a mixture of salt and fresh water. In the Barnegat Bay, for example, the freshwater from connected rivers intermingles with the salty Atlantic Ocean to form a unique habitat of salt marshes, eelgrass beds, and the barrier island, which shelters the bay from the sea. There are 4 types of estuaries: fjords, bar-built, tectonic, and river valley. The Barnegat Bay is a lagoonal/bar-built estuary.
Ospreys are fishhawks that live along the coastlines. Their numbers have been severely affected by pesticides that run off into the water. They are the top of the food chain, which means the pesticides become concentrated in ospreys. This causes females to lay fragile eggs that crack under the parents' weight. They have been slowly making a comeback following the ban on pesticides. Peregrine falcons are found all across the country, but mainly along the coast. They were almost completely eradicated due to pesticide poisoning, and they feed mainly on other birds. Diamondback terrapins were named for their diamond-shaped pattern on their carapace or upper shell. They feed on fish, snails, crabs, clams, and worms, and poaching was banned after they were frequently hunted in the 20th century for turtle soup.
In the U.S., more than 120 million people live on or near the coast. Humans rely on estuaries for food, jobs, recreation, and more. Birds, mammals, fish, and other wildlife depend on estuaries to live, feed, and reproduce. In fact, most of the fish and shellfish we eat spends part of their life cycle in an estuary. Estuaries also filter pollution and sediments out from rivers and streams before they reach the ocean, creating cleaner and clearer water. They also protect the land from storms and waves, preventing soil erosion and absorbing floodwaters, protecting coastal areas. Estuaries include a wide range of habitats, including open water, oyster reefs, mudflats, beaches, and salt marshes, making them a suitable home for many different kinds of animals.
There are many threats to the Barnegat Bay Estuary. For example, when it rains on the watershed, water will either seep into the ground and replenish groundwater or flow into tributaries and streams which feed into the Barnegat Bay. This is known as runoff. The problem is, due to overdevelopment of buildings, roads, and neighborhoods, pollution is frequently and easily picked up by runoff. For example, after a storm, runoff may carry nutrients from fertilizers, bacteria from animal waste, pesticides, and small pieces of plastic, entering the Barnegat Bay, which disturbs its ecosystems and natural processes. Runoff can cause an overload of nutrients from fertilizers, particularly nitrogen. Too much nitrogen in our water leads to excessive growth of algae. This starts the process of eutrophication when the algae uses up a lot of oxygen in the water, which can kill many fish and clams. Also, the algae can block out sunlight from the surface, which prevents photosynthesis in seagrasses. Aside from eutrophication, extra nitrogen in the water also causes an increase in jellyfish growth.
Many people use estuaries for recreational purposes such as kayaking, fishing, birdwatching, and swimming. Most fish that are born in estuaries grow up and are caught by both commercial and recreational fishing boats. Because of the many recreational and commercial uses, many ports and towns are built by estuaries.
Fun fact, oysters can filter up to 50 gallons of water per day.
Estuaries are often called the nurseries of the sea because more than 80% of fish and shellfish use estuaries to raise their offspring.
The Barnegat Bay has over 600 commercial species of fish.
Peregrine falcons are one of the world's fastest birds. When they're diving, they can reach speeds up to 240 miles per hour.
The Barnegat Bay holds 60 billion gallons of water. That is over 9,000 Olympic-sized swimming pools.